Happy Derby to everyone out there. It is a fantastic time of year. I'm diving into programs like this one. This is last year's Derby program. It looks a lot different than the ones they had back in the day. Like, look at all those numbers. There's a lot of stuff going on in the programs, right? Like, look at all these things. Catching for, like, they're telling you all the stats, the speed figures. There's a lot going on in the new programs. But I did want to show y'all what some of the old programs looked like with a little unboxing, right? That's popular on the YouTubes now, right? So let's get in on the trend. I've got this old shoebox here, Nike size 5 for kids. It is not mine, but it does fit old programs well. My grandfather, he was into horses. He bought some when he was working at National Oil Company back in the day. My dad's kept some of it. So let's go through here and see some of what he's got. As you can see, things were a lot different at the 97th Kentucky Derby. I believe that's right, 1937. Little, like this is probably kind of nice. Like this is a nice program. Not it's still in black and white, but it's got a picture of the old Derby winner from the year prior. On Saturday, May 8th, the first race was at 12:30, and I believe, sorry, this was only the 63rd Kentucky Derby. My mistake. The thing that I'm fascinated most by some of these, the Derby was the 6th race, and they only had 8 races. There will be 14 on the card this year. Some of the names of them, we have the Brown Hotel Handicap, raced after the Derby. And this year, this was a big one. War Admiral was, I believe, he ended up winning the Triple Crown, if I'm not mistaken, the son of Man of War. And he came in the one post right there. And I like seeing too that the let's see what here. How much did they win? 50,000 bucks. So you can do the math, right? 50,000 bucks. It's worth a little bit more now. Just a little bit more now. I think $5 million. We need to get one of them inflation calculators and figure out how much 50 grand was back when World Admiral won it. We've also got the following year's program. So very similar. We got the picture of War Admiral in the front. Not a whole lot's changed here. 7th race this year, they moved it back. But as I go through some of these other ones here, I wanted to compare that program to some other Kentucky Derby, like just a regular race day. Like was the regular race day back in November of 43. So no, he was my grandfather was not my grandfather Tubby, he wasn't serving overseas back then. During the war, he was betting the ponies, and this one kind of flips out too. So it's more of a card, and it's bare bones. If you look, it's just got, here is the name of the horse, and it's got the owner, trainer, jockey, the color silks, and I don't even know. So the ticket number, I guess if you bought one of those tickets for the pari-mutuels, that's what you would be awarded. But I don't even know if they had odds or tote boards or anything like that back then. In some of these purses, it's like $1,000 races on just a regular race day. Kind of crazy. All right, we'll dig into some more. I won't bore you all too much with some of them, but I do like. So they got churched up. We got a little bit of red in this program from 1942, and I think that means they're probably trying to do some sort of, I don't know, giveaway, something like that. But it's got a picture of Whirlaway. So while going through these, I learned that Whirlaway had the track record before Secretariat did in the Derby. So let's see who had it before old Whirlaway did. 7th race, Kentucky Derby. 20 grand was the previous track record at 2:01 and 4/5. Whirlaway ended up getting that back in 1940. There you go, Triple Crown winner. We got a Keeneland program too. Keeneland, they did things a little bit differently. Instead of like the stock card, this is like a glossy, magazine type cover, and it was for the Lexington Stakes Day, or no, excuse me, Bluegrass Stakes Day, $10,000 purse, and theirs flipped up, which I think I would like more because then you could hold it like this and write down who you wanted. He scratched through Bergoulet. Did not like Bergoulet in that race that day. There's the Spendthrift. Where was the? Let's see who was running the Bluegrass back. I don't know, 85 years ago or so. It's crazy that this stuff's around, right? Like, and a lot of us just look at the program on our phones now. So what's that going to be like? How are we going to have any of this cool old stuff? Now he liked the Shallow in the Ashland, circled Eddie Acaro's horse in that race. That guy, kind of a legend, Eddie Acaro. Um, the programs do get a lot more fun though because, okay, so we've got middle ground. Oh, that's fun. All right, we're getting into the color print, and this is when the '60s things got a little weird. If you're wondering what that thing dangling there, that discolored little thing, that's a rabbit's foot. I don't know if they were real rabbits, but back in the day, that was you got a little good luck charm with your program. Now, is it technically a good luck charm if everybody's using the same one? I don't know. It's also, to me, even the fake synthetic rabbit's foot. That's disgusting. I don't want to touch that. Do you think I'm touching this 60-year-old rabbit's foot? Hell no. This is from the 86th Derby. Back in 1960, we got color pictures on the front of the jockey winner. Ooh, they have last year's winner. They've got his whole pedigree on the back, his bloodline, where he came from. It's kind of fun.
That's cool.
All right, let's turn to the page. Do you think I can name the Derby winner out of this bunch? I don't know if I can. Venetian Way, though, I feel like that's a road. There's a lot of roads named after Derby winners in Louisville. So I'm going to say that Venetian Way beat out the morning line favorite, Ballyache. So we at least got odds now. They've got some morning line odds. So that makes things a little bit easier for the gambler back in the day.
How did you do it if you didn't have the odds? Like, how did you just changing odds?
That's how pari-mutuels are. So it's depending on how much money goes in, it affects it on the tote board. But I don't even know what tote board technology they would have had back in the day, how much it would have been updated, and then how much time do you have to count up the money. So like that part of it fascinates me. Another thing that's fascinating too, we need to do this one time for the YouTube channel. The machines they use to put in the bets are just like so outdated, and I'm fascinated that they still work. Here's a couple more color ones. Ooh, cigarette ads. Cool. Which one would you be? Would you be more of a cool guy or a? I don't know if I've ever heard of Viceroy.
That was advertised to women. Looks like.
Oh, so that's why Viceroy. They were lady cigarettes made in Louisville at Brown and Williamson, which they got to do something with that. It's just an abandoned factory. Like it's been almost 30 years. Do something to the Brown and Williamson property.
Start making cigarettes again.
Yeah, jeez. I like this too. The cool ad. It has the horse wearing blinkers, the green ones, and we call them at our house to the kids. The horse is wearing a mask. It's this Halloween mask. Anything fun about this one? I don't know, but yeah.
Can you guess the winner?
1970 Dust Commander was the winner. There's a time, right? I couldn't do the Corey Price name every single national champion. But I was pretty good at it. I'm going through some of these. Apparently, my grandfather, big fan of Louisiana, because there's a lot of fairgrounds programs. I don't know what the victory meet is, but he enjoyed going to Louisiana. I can't blame him, right? New Orleans, horse racing, why the heck not? So, some cool stuff in here. But one more thing. Oh, a little Kentucky. Here's, okay. 111th Kentucky Oaks. This is objectively the best logo you'll find in the game. Then Churchill Downs, bring it back. It's the best in the game. We've still got cigarette. Cool must have been the Filter Kings. Look at that, on a motorcycle. 1985 Kentucky Derby, Kentucky Tavern, official bourbon, absolute hot dog water of a drink. But that's what they had for the longest time. I mean, the upgrade from Kentucky Tavern to Woodford, like what a step up. What an absolute step up. That was the official mint julep. But it's kind of wild to me that even in the 80s, I mean, this is 85, they only have, and I believe this was Spectacular Bids year, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, this is Kentucky Oak, so it's a little bit different. But even in 85, they still used the kind of pamphlet-sized programs without much information at all other than jockey, trainer, owner. We got silk pictures on nice pages. for the Oaks then, for the big Oaks race. But it's crazy.
What year was that again?
85. And if I'm handicapping now, like I'm spending hours looking at these books. Like you will find me, here's a Keeneland spring meet, but like later this week, I'm going to be spending hours just laboring over these things. And those guys were just, all right, well, I like the name, I like the horse, let it ride. Oh, one final thing. We have a Kentucky 1964 calendar. There's also one other, Miles Park. Miles Park. Y'all ever heard of Miles Park? Miles Park is, Churchill Downs used to be one of many tracks around there. There's one in my neighborhood of Beachmont, Douglas Park. So there was a track there. And then Miles Park, this was the old state fairgrounds in the West End. So the home of the Junior Derby. I don't really know what the Junior Derby is. I'm guessing it was a bit of a prep race of sorts. But yeah, who would have thought that was... we still have programs from a racetrack that's been closed down for 60, 70 years. That's how crazy it was, though. Horses, there were so many of them, they needed 3 tracks to run out of them all. So, hope you've enjoyed looking through some of my old goodies. It's a little silly, but hey, we're having fun. It's Derby. Talk Derby to me.